Heaven's Journey to Life. Parenting in the Matrix, Day 50. As mentioned in the previous post, we're continuing with the emergence and rebirth of our inception and conception process in and as the womb of and as the female's physical body, where the female's physical body is taken from the positive to the neutral and to the negative, as the physical relationship to the physical of the child meet within and as the negative energy experience, where as the female's physical body move into and as negative as giving life to the child's inception and conception process as the act of love, as the female sacrificing her physical body for the child, as the child consumed the female's physical body, and so the male and female's mind consciousness systems, where the child then in turn take from the negative energy experience friction and conflict, and accumulate to the neutral and to the positive energy experience within and as its inception and conception process. And from here, see, realize, and understand how all acts of love are done within and as fear and fear of loss, for and as possession and survival, where one part will be sacrificed and compromised for another part to have life and love, as the existence of love within and as a relationship of death and life and love stand within and as the starting point of and as negative energy experience, friction and conflict as its source and origin existence. I forgive myself that I haven't accepted and allowed myself to see, realize, and understand the physical mind relationship that manifests between the physical bodies and minds of the female, male, and child from within and as the female's womb, that will come to define and determine the relationship between parents and parental figures within and as the act of love, as sacrifice, within and as the starting point of and as fear and fear of loss, as negative energy experience, friction, and conflict, where within and during pregnancy, the female and male's minds within and as the female's physical body and the female's physical body itself, within and during the child's physical body inception process and mind consciousness system, platform conception process, that very process of download and transfer of the male and female's mind and inception of the child's physical body through consuming from and of the female's physical body, manifest from and of the physical mind energy relationships of and as the positive to the neutral and to the negative, where within and as the female's physical body, with the female and male's mind consciousness system, as the child consume from and of the female's physical body, both her physical and the minds within her physical move from and of the positive, as the wholeness and completeness of and as her physical body is slowly but surely broken down, as the child's physical body and mind develop and manifest to the neutral, as the very moment the physical body of the female and the minds of the male and female is within and as its process of transformation, transforming from the positive to the neutral, and then to the negative, as the friction and conflict process that manifests the moment the physical of the female and the minds of the male and female is consumed and transformed into and as energy, which manifests the negative energy experience moment connection between the female's physical body and minds of the male and female, and the child's physical body and mind consciousness system platform, as the child then take from the negative energy experience friction and conflict and accumulate its physical inception and mind conception process from and through the negative friction and conflict to the neutral and to the positive, as a child's physical body and mind consciousness develop from the unconscious to the subconscious and to the conscious mind. I forgive myself that I, as parents, as individuals having sex with the process that manifests of and as the inception of a child, the extent of my responsibility as both the male and the female to the child in the process of development within and as the womb of the female's physical body, where, with what happens during sex, as the transfer of both the male and female's mind into and as each other, as sex had become the process of and as the evolution and survival of and as the mind consciousness system, with the child that develop and manifest within and as the womb of and as the female's physical body, will be getting and receiving what I, as the female and male, give of and as myself, with this self currently existing as the mind consciousness system, the male and female's mind consciousness system that will be and become the child's example, reference, and framework for and as their who they are as a mind, and they're living in and as the physical body as mind. I forgive myself that I, as parents, as the male and female, had not seen, realized, and understood the extent of my responsibility to and as the child within, and as who they are and will become, as a mind in and as the physical body, as the very mind the child will develop and manifest as their personalities, thinking processes, and behaviors will be created and programmed by the child from and of what I had given to the child as my mind as male and female, that the child within themselves will utilize throughout their life as a reference and framework to specific and personalize their own mind consciousness system within and as their own physical bodies. I forgive myself that I haven't accepted and allowed myself to see, realize, and understand how different the birthing of a child in and as the womb of the female's physical body would have been if I had in fact lived in and as equality and oneness with and as my physical body, with both the male and female living and standing in and as equality and oneness as life, with and as the physical bodies, that what will develop and manifest as the child is that very equality and oneness of and as life, with and as the physical, life birthing from and of life, with children of this world in such a way, thus, in fact, being and becoming the life, the future of, and as this existence, living always in all ways what is and will be best for all. Note, we will be going into specificity regarding the process of how the child utilized the minds of the male and female within and as itself to develop and manifest its own mind consciousness system within its own physical body, and the extent to which we've separated ourselves as parents and male and female from and of the child's internal self and mind development and programming into and as the who they are within themselves and their living, which from here will explain the nature of and as why and how the fruit of life had become rotten from and of the tree of life in humanity, where instead of the fruit of life and children of and as life in fact being born, they are being born from and of and as the mind within and as fear and survival, from and of the tree of life of humanity that had become rotten, with and as the mind existing as fear and survival, and the consequences and consequent outflow our existence as the mind and the birth of the minds had manifested for ourselves in this existence as a whole. I forgive myself that I haven't accepted and allowed myself to see, realize, and understand the extent of my separation from and of the physical body as a mind consciousness system, that as the female, I do not experience the physical manifested pain the physical body endure within and as enduring the process of give and take, as the act of love, as sacrificing my physical body for the inception and conception process of and as the child within me, where, within and as the duration of the pregnancy, as my physical body is consumed, that process of consuming of and as my physical body, the consequence of and as the actual pain that manifests that the physical body endure, is not immediately in and as the moment and process of the breaking down of and as my physical body experienced, as the consequence of the pain is layered into and as resonant dimensions within and as the physical body itself, as the pain experience is transferred into dimensions that layer within and as the physical body, in and as separation from and of the physical body itself. Essentially, how pain consequence is separated and layered, and so stored into and as time dimensions that manifest a delay in and as the instant experience of and as the actual pain the physical body endure, within and as enduring its breaking down and consumption process for and as the child's inception and conception process within and as female's womb, where what manifest, for example, the moment a part and manifestation of and as the female's physical body is broken down and then transferred through the substance and channels of the female's physical body into and as the child's inception and conception process. That very moment, a part of the female's physical body is broken down. The pain resonance reverberate within and as the surrounding area of the part and manifestation that had broken down and settled manifest as a layer within and as the physical tissue of and as the area where that part and manifestation had been broken down and manifest as pain and waiting. Then, what happens in and as the physical body of the female within and during the birth of a child, the mind and physical connection becomes one and equal as the process of birth as the child physically moved out of the mother's womb as a physical process, and the being as the female as the mind move into absolute quantum integration into and as the physical body, and in and as that quantum integration of the male and female's mind into and as the physical body as the female to push the child's physical body out. What happens with and as the pain that is experienced is the quantum integration of the male and female's minds into and as the depths of and as the female's human physical body, that the physical body experience as instant pain, as all the systems of and as the mind integrate its connections into and as the depths of the physical structures, as the muscle tissues and bone, which manifest the physical body into and as an instant shock, and for and during that process stop functioning, but become so tense, stiff, and rigid due to the intensity of the integration and manifestation of and as the mind systems, and the physical body go into immediate protection and defense through stopping all functioning of and as the entire physical body to become slower and the physical body contract for the mind systems to not completely integrate and take over the depths of and as the physical body. And then, with all the pain delay dimensions that layered within and as the depths of and as the physical body as the accumulation of the layers of dimensions of and as the resonance and reverberation of and as the pain experience that was layered and stored into and as the physical body, quantumly manifest into and as the entire physical body. And so the entire female's physical body manifests into and as an absolute pain manifestation, with the minds integrating and manifesting into and as the depths of the physical, and the pain delay dimensions manifest into and as the tissue of and as the female's physical body simultaneously, which all accumulate into and as the extent of pain the female's physical body endure within and during the process of and as the birth of the child as the manifestation of and as the entire process of sacrifice the female's physical body endured within and during the entire inception and conception process of the child within and as the womb of the female's physical body. Note, one can listen to the following interviews. 1, time creation in the mind and the physical. 2, time is consequence. And 3, the future of consequence, that walk the detail of how pain consequence was designed and programmed into the mind's relationship to the physical body, and why and how we don't experience the immediate instant consequence as pain the mind manifests into and as towards the physical body. I commit myself to take responsibility for me as the mind consciousness system relationship to and as my physical body, to be and become a living example for generations to come, in standing and living the solution to the current internal and external consequence the mind is manifesting to the physical body and the world system of money is manifesting to the physical existence. Within and as the current accepted and allowed relationship of give and take as the act of love, as sacrifice, to show that this love is not the love that unconditionally gift and give life, but in fact manifests the relationship of death and life as sacrifice, where one part gives and dies for the other to take and live, that's manifested as the relationship between physicality and energy. And thus within this, that energy and mind is not life, as there is no real life existent within this process as the death of the physical and the finite life of and as the mind and energy through the physical sacrificing itself. And so what we're in fact existing as within this existence is death itself, for and as survival, as we're always in a constant and continuous process of physically dying, internally and externally as the physical body and this physical existence for the mind, to finitely exist and survive, and for the world system of money to survive. That if survival exists through the death and life process of the physical and the mind and world system, life living cannot exist. I commit myself to, through, within and as writing self-forgiveness and self-corrective application, assist and support me to prepare as the male and female for my potential child or children of generations to come, to stand and be a living example of living in and as equality and oneness with and as a physical body, to be and become an actual living being as life, that when and as a child emerge and develop within and as the womb of and as the female, my responsibility to and as the child is absolute and really, in fact, giving and gifting me as life, for life to be born within and as a child grow and develop, I remain standing as the living example to assist and support the child as me, through and through, within and as the entirety of who they are within themselves, and they're living in and as a physical body, for them to reach their utmost absolute potential and expression as living of and as life. I see, realize, and understand that for life to be born from life, from and of both the parents living in and as equality and oneness, is and will be a process, as both the parents must take the responsibility and realize the responsibility to and towards the child, within and as their entire development of and as who they are. And thus I see, realize, and understand that this responsibility starts with me. And so I commit myself to start my process of walking physicality, equality, and oneness for me and for all as me to come. And within this, I see, realize, and understand that for a child to be birthed into this world, to in fact have the ability and opportunity to live themselves within and as equality and oneness, in and as this world system of money, as what they will be born into, requires changing to really take care of human beings in and as equality and oneness. And so I commit myself to start preparing for future generations to come in manifesting and implementing the equal money system as a system that will ensure each human being is regarded and considered within and as equality and oneness, and so will in fact have the ability to live on this earth without fear and survival and pain and suffering as what we as humanity is currently accepting and allowing, with the consequence and consequence outflow of and as the current world system's existence. I commit myself to, through writing, self-forgiveness, and self-corrective application, assist and support me to live responsibility with and as my physical body, and so this physical existence as a whole, seeing, realizing, and understanding the extent of my responsibility to and with physical body and this physical existence as I get to know my mind. From the conscious, subconscious, and unconscious, align me with my living into and as physical equality and oneness, as I rebirth myself from the rotten fruit I had become, from and of the tree of life and humanity, to the fruit of life from and of the tree of life as the physical body and its physical existence, to from me, stop the manifestation of and as sins of the fathers, stop the living of me as the past and consequence as consequence outflow, and be and become the living example of what we as human beings and humanity was supposed to exist as from the start. Fruit that is born from life as the physical tree of life as equality and oneness, and so become the living example of and as generations to come, where we stop the sins of the fathers, the past as consequence and consequence outflow of the mind's relationship to the physical, and this world system of money's relationship to this physical existence, as we take responsibility for ourselves and those that has gone before us to prepare the way for the generations to come to be eventually born into and as heaven on earth. It all starts with me.